This is Lawrence Frontera, also known as a Punk with Toys on Instagram. Today I got something special, something I've been waiting for quite some time, and that is the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes 12-inch by Threezero. And this thing is beautiful. Let me start by saying I had it on order from Hasbro Pulse, and they kept delaying the pre-order. I know it's up on Big Bad Toys also, but Nerd Out Toys in Ferndale, Michigan, or in Oak Park, Michigan, I'm sorry, in Oak Park, Michigan, he got it in. I called him up, same price, very happy. Give him a follow right there on Instagram. Great guy, good prices. If you're in Michigan, check it out. If you're not, follow him on Instagram. And just, he does a wonderful job. Honestly, wonderful job. Very happy that I have a toy store in my area like this guy. So anyway, let's get on to this figure, okay? Because let's be honest, how many Snake Eyes do we need? Well, this is one more that we can have. I'm not big into the 12-inch figures. It's an expensive figure. You're gonna be running anywhere from $150 to $200 as of right now to get this figure. I guess it all depends on what you want. I am mostly a G.I. Joe collector, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, coming from the 80s. And when you see the visor, when you see V1, that just, it resonates with us. And I like this figure for many, many reasons. And then when you have him in hand, he's even better. So quickly, let's take a look at this box here. And the box art is the figure. And it gives you the, Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe. Here's where you have Hasbro, and Threezero. Hasbro, obviously, they own G.I. Joe, so anything that they do, whether it be Super 7, is probably going to have a Hasbro logo on it. Side here, G.I. Joe. Obviously, there's no real American hero, but I do find it interesting. They seem to be using the movie logo on this, and I've seen it on a couple other things. Again, this is a 1/6 scale. Back of the box here is more pictures of the figure. Now, even though they're using the movie logo, I don't believe this has anything to do with the movie, along with the Storm Shadow that's coming out. So, other side of it, you just have him in the mask. If you didn't want to open him up, and I don't know why you don't want to let your figures breathe, but he does open up. Here you have the nice logo again, Snake Eyes. I will say this, unlike the classified, because he's packaged so nicely with different plastics and everything, you can't really see the figure that well. So until you open him up, you're not really going to see this figure. So that's the box. It's a nice, sturdy box. I like the fact that you can display it with him if you wanted. Behind him, put it in display if you want to make it look like old Toys R Us, like you have a bunch of figures. So there's your box. Real nice. Everything about this so far is wonderful. So let's take a quick look at our figure and what we get with this thing. And this is the figure right off the bat. And the detail on this is wonderful. All right. And I just knocked a grenade off. He actually comes with 6 different types of grenades. 3 smoke bombs, 3 concussion grenades. And I knocked one off, so I have to go grab it in a minute. His Uzi, which his clip comes out really easy. Pistol, some hands, knife, another blade. All right. So, just quickly looking at it from here, you can see how he moves. But let's take a better look at this figure, because you want to be looking at the figure, not at this ugly mug, and I don't blame anyone for that. So let's take a look at this figure, and you guys can decide whether or not this is worth your hard-earned money. All right, so here we are. Better look at our figure. Again, here's our box. All angles. Again, just everything is really nice. Love the fact that Hasbro is investing some into our childhood. Comes with his instructions, what he comes with, and your warranty sheet. Yeah, I haven't even looked over the warranty because I can't imagine really breaking him. So, here's our figure, and this guy has detail like you wouldn't believe. Quickly, we'll look at his swords. He's got 2 different swords, and what I absolutely love about the swords is they're straight. All right? How many of these swords do you get that have a bend to it? And the thing is, they're not super hard. They move. So it's a nice looking sword. Both swords are the exact same. All right? They look nice. Both are straight, which, what more could you want? We've already seen a lot of these figures that stuff comes in bent. Not these. Absolutely wonderful. And they slide in nice and smooth. As you can see, they fit in perfect. All right, so you don't have to worry about any of the stuff not, looking right. All right. Now he comes with 4 sets of hands. Here are the 2 open hands, or if you want to make him look like he's holding the Uzi or something else. All right. He's got his 2 fists. When you get Storm Shadow, if you want to make him punch, fight, that's what you got. Here is one of his hands that is used to hold a sword or a knife or anything. And here is another trigger finger. All right, this is his left finger or left hand. And what you have here is these joints. Now, these joints actually separate. So you'll see here you don't have a joint here. What they actually did do was they give you 2 extra. So I guess if you broke them. Now, I will say getting this out is not easy. All right, it's very hard to get out of here. So I had to soak it in hot water, and then it popped out because this is rubber. This here is a very hard plastic, and I would be more worried about snapping this. So that's probably why they gave you a couple extra. But again, throw it in hot water for 30 seconds, 45 seconds. The thing popped out really, really easily. All right, so to begin with, the hand here, it slides out real easy. So you can see how, if you look at it, if you can get a good look, there we go. All right, that there, when you slide it in, you can kind of feel it. So it's actually kind of loose, it pulls out real easy, but this is not a figure you're gonna be playing with. So it slides in, and it's in nice. It's one of his hands to hold the sword. And so there you go. Look at that. Nice points of articulation. Now, he's all cloth, so you don't see any of the joints. Now, when you do move them, you can hear it. So, nice little snaps, which usually means it's not going to get loose as time goes on. But it's all cloth or leather covering it. So it looks like a nice suit. No joints. This is wonderful. And to do this, I mean, it's only $150, $200. Again, it's a big chunk of money. I'm not going to lie. But it looks really, really nice. So, see how easy his hand literally just comes right off. But you have all these pieces. They just slide right off. That thing just slides right back on. So, let's take a look at his head. So here's his mask. And you can see all the different, imperfections in it, which is nice. It's made to look like it's an actual mask. It's beat up, which that is the one thing I definitely did notice. So let's take his Uzi out. So there's this clip. Coolest thing that I saw here is that, see if I can get this to look properly, is it has a bullet right there. Look at that. And it's actually set how a bullet would look going into a clip. Now it is kind of loose, so you really have to watch out because it just slides right out. I probably have to use a little bit of sticky tack to keep it in. The stock does swing out. It doesn't come off, but when you look at the Uzi, hopefully you won't get too much of a glare. All right, it's made to look like it's kind of been beat up, which I think is awesome. I mean, this guy's been using this Uzi. He's been in battles, and that is what we want. Also, they must sell some sort of blast effects because it does have a hole here, which it would have been cool if they would have given us a blast effect, but I'm not really going to complain for everything else that I've already gotten with this. All right, and there's this pistol. And this is the same thing. You look at it, it's got damage on it, it's beat up. That's not for me knocking it around. Now, I did notice this, super cool. You can cock it, make it look like it's run out of ammo, and see if I can get a good picture of it. But there's a bullet inside the chamber. I'm not able to get a good picture, a good video of it, shall I say. But there's a bullet inside the chamber, which I absolutely love this attention to detail. Slide it back, and now you're locked and loaded. And it just slides right in his holster. I mean, again, $150. You're gonna hope that it goes in nicely, but it definitely does. And got his knife. Again, there's detail on it to make it look like it's been used. It fits in his hand real nice. And this also fits in his sheath really, really nice. All right. Here we are. 6 different grenades. I didn't realize that these were supposed to go there. So in the original pictures and the beginning of the video, you're going to see that I didn't have those on there. So these are supposed to be his smoke grenades, which look really nice. Again, they are beat up. Every single one has detail to it. And by looking at it, the detail I do not believe is the same on each one. So that's a nice attention to detail. Again, you're spending well over $100 on this figure, and they took the time to make it look nice. And these, I believe they said, were the flash grenades. So all of them come off. They're all meant to hook on and stay on. Obviously, there's lots of little pouches that you're going to see, which is super cool. Really, really happy with this. Now, the one thing I did notice on his foot that at first I thought was kind of bad was it kind of seems like you can see the joint, but it actually gives it more maneuverability, and then this just kind of slides down. So if it slides up on you and it looks like you're seeing the joint there, all right, once you get it to where you want it, you slide this down, and then it's covering up, and it looks like a good boot. So there you go. I mean, that's the figure for the most part. He's got a Arashikage symbol right here, which, let's be honest, every Snake Eyes needs to have his Arashikage symbol. You know, for me, I'm really not going to be using the fists or the open hands as of right now. So I just left these ones on here. So if I want to change it, slide this thing out, throw that back on here. You want to have him have 2 swords. You know, it slides right in. Nope, actually I have it the wrong way. But they slide right in. He poses in really nice positions. Again, 12-inch compared to the 6-inch or the 4-inch figures that I've been kind of messing around with. And you can get them in all kinds of positions. And again, I don't think you're going to have too many problems moving him around. So this is the Threezero G.I. Joe Storm Shadow. Or I mean, Snake Eyes. Small review, lots of pouches. This actually comes over it. Oh, one more thing. That's what I forgot. And another nice little attention to detail is, where'd it go? He's got this nice little knife, which slides in right here. So it's meant to be a hidden knife. All right, and actually, if I pop this off, of course I dropped it. So see, this thing just literally pops right on in. It slides in. Easily can get knocked off. But again, this is not a toy to be played with. This is an action figure to be displayed. All these pieces, again, here's your rubber and or leather, whatever it is. And again, no joints. So it has a nice feel to it. Nice texture, all different types of texture. I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed in this if you're willing to spend like that price point on a figure. I think you'd be really happy with this. Like I said, I don't collect other figures this large. I'm not saying I never would, but this is the first 12-inch figure that I've gone with, so let's wrap it up and you can decide what you think. All right, so there you have it. That is the 1/6 scale G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Threezero figure. Again, this is a collectible action figure. This is not meant to be played with, as, again, like I said, hands come out real easy. But again, I'm going to display this guy. I can't wait now to get the Storm Shadow. This guy looks wonderful. Again, the sheath, swords come out nice and easy. They're straight. Not much more you could ask for there. Everything fits in the way it's supposed to. You know, his pistol slides right in. Knife. And again, 4 different sets of hands. So you're not having to worry about trying to bend fingers. The Uzi looks absolutely amazing. Other than the clip that keeps falling out. And I'm definitely going to have to make sure I keep that in. Because, I guess you're not shooting that Uzi without any ammunition. So anyway, there you go. Let's grab our clip before we kick it and knock it down somewhere. Now all that's left to do is decide where I'm going to display him in my collection of G.I. Joe action figure, Mode 2, everything I got. So anyway, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Follow. Again, I got this at Nerd Out Toys in Oak Park, Michigan. Right there. Give them a follow on Instagram. Wonderful guy. I'm not sure if he does mail, but if he does, great. If you're in Michigan, check it out. Good prices. Great guy. And I love supporting people who are helping out the community. And they don't have an attitude. You don't walk in. You don't look at their prices and be like, hey, this is eBay. You know, they're trying to make a living, and, you know, all their prices are real competitive. A little bit more than what you're going to pay for at Target or Walmart, but they're not a big box store. So if you have to pay a couple extra bucks, hey, great. You know what? Let's support people who are out there busting their butt to help us out. So anyway, that's right. Nerd Out Toys right there. Again, I'm a punk with toys, Lawrence Frontera. Give me a thumbs up if you'd like to review. Again, if you like the figure, if you like G.I. Joe, if you're the 12-inch figure, 12, and you just like the way it looks, go out and pick them up. Again, you're listening to this because you either like G.I. Joe, you like action figures, and a lot of you, cost is not really the issue. It's whether or not the figure looks good. It's gonna fit in with all your other stuff. I see what we're paying for Mezco, what we're paying for Super 7. That's, I mean, the Mezco figures that I've ordered, you know, over $100. And they're 6-inch. You get a lot. I don't say you get a lot more with this. You get a bigger figure with this. And you can pose it in ways that I don't think you can do the other ones just because you have so much more room. And they're a nice filler. So anyway, again, I'm rambling on, but anyone that's been following me knows that's what I do. I ramble. Anyway, get out there, decide if you want it. Support the community, support the people in your neighborhood. I know we all need to find the best deal, but if we can support our local toy shops, then that's what we need to do. Again, Punkwood Toys on Instagram, and have a great night.